because any word I put up there now, you know the vowels, you can figure out how to pronounce it. You can write it down because this is a phonetic language, meaning that's how it looks, how it sounds. It should be easier for you to figure out how to pronounce the word. I think last time we did half of Al-Fatiha.
You just taught me what phonetic means. I didn't know it, but I connected it to that song with Kweli. Spell it out phonetically.
Right. Right. So okay, we'll start off with Bismillah. So this is the thing right here, right? Okay, purple. So that's the B, right? Same B right here. This is the S. So this is what the scene is without a little tail. The tail is connected to this M. So this line right here, that line underneath, is an E or an I. Always. You can make an E or an I, which one ever is beneficial to you. Right? We're talking about cool, I'm sorry. That's cool. Q, U, L. And then say. Every time you see that, it means say. Well, you'll see this. Hola, which means they say, or he says. Right? The more you'll see that Q and that L, and that's what it means, say, or they say, he said. But when you see that Q and that L, you know that's what it means. Right? So, over top is an A. Underneath is an E. And this right here over top is a U. Always. Right? So, that's the B. I. S has no vowel, so it's just an S by itself. And the M, the mean, has an I under it, so you put the I here. And then you skip this aleph because it has no vowel. And you go to the next letter, which is a lamb. So the L, you'll start seeing those all the time. Like I said, it's 3 L's actually. We only pronounce the 2 L's, right? Then you go to the H. And this is the H, is right here. That's the heavy H. So I put in the capital, and then the I underneath it, so H-I. And then we talked about the sun letters and moon letters only briefly. So I'm going to write those down for you so you see what they are. And you can take a picture of those and use those for your reference. When you see the shadda is an indication that it is a sun letter. It means, you see this shadda right here, that means you skip this lamb. And you go straight to the R. So when you do that, you end the R here, and then you add another R here. Right? So it's Bismillah here. Ra. So this is the R, that's the aleph, that's the fatah for the A. And then this is the heavy H, but it has no vowel. So it's just an H by itself. And then this is the meme, has an A. Then the noon again. So this is the meme, it's a circle. Whenever you see a circle, you know it's the meme. The noon has a dot on the top of it. So you see that? That's the noon. Then the I. And then you, again, Arabic has you looking forward all the time. So you see the shadda over top of this, right? So you know that you end this word with an R, because that's what that is. That right here is Ra. So the Ra, let me show you the difference between the two. Dal looks like this. It's on the line. Dal looks like this. Ra looks like this. Za looks like this. Right? You see the ayin. Ayin looks different all the time. Right? So this ayin here, this is the funny sounding A, the A that you say at the bottom of your throat. The ayin looks like this. Right? And then when it's actually connected to a word, it goes like that. So it loses its tail. But if it's in the middle of a word, let's say it'll look like that. And then if it's a dime looks exactly like that, it just has a dot at the top. So I just want to show you the Ra, because the Ra looks like the dog all the time, unless you see it if you see it in the Quran, you'll see the one that goes down is the one that's the Ra. And the one that stays on the line is a dog. So we did that's the H again, and then this right here is the Ya, the Y, right? But the Y has no vowel, and it's preceded by a kasra. So it's preceded by this. Let me see, write the name for it. That time. Kesra, and Dhamma. Right? So the Dhamma is this. This is the Kesra and this is the Feta. Right? So if the Kesra, you see a word, any word, and it has the Kesra on it, and the next letter following it is a Y, basically, without any vowel, then you elongate that E. So it makes it two E's. Like Kareem. Kareem is Kareem. K. Remember I told you the K looks like this when it's the beginning. This is what the K looks like here. This is the soft K. This is the K that we use in our English language. We say coffee or something, right? So this is the soft K. And then this is K, A, R. Then you see the E, right? And then the ya makes it elongate. So you put another E on there. That's actually, you see Kareem in a million different ways, but that's the actual real transliteration. Some people put it this way. They put it this way. You have to know that it's Kareem. That really is Kareem. Right? Like Kareem. Kareem is an elongated E. And Kareem means what? What is it called?
Close to the
Close, right? Nearness, right? So that's the heavy key. It should be Kareem. Not we say Kareem, right? Just because we don't say it properly, but this is the heavy Q. You should say it with your throat, so it's Kareem. Then that's the R.
I didn't know that.
And then that's the E, right there, the Kesra, then the other E, then the B. Right? So that, right there, the Kesra and the Y elongates. So and then the last letter is the N, which is the mean. The mean to me and the seen are the most recognizable to me. When I see them, I just know what they are automatically. I'm just used to them. And then probably also the lamb, because you see it all the time. Mean, noon, lamb, seen are always used all the time in the plan. So what I wanted to do is first we'll do the sun letters. Excuse me. So the sun letters are letters that you absorb the lamb or the L. Just so I had them all together, I want to make sure I'm getting it right. We'll keep this in. The sun letters are the Aleph, the Ba, Ta, Jim, Ha. Actually, sorry, this is the moon letters. I'm going to show you what the word for moon and sun is, and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. Ka, Ain, Gain, Kaf, Man, Yim, How, Wa, and Ya. So those are the moon letters, and then these are the sun letters. Ta, Da, Dal, Lam, Ra, Za, Lamb and moon. So I'm going to show you the word for moon is Qamar. Right? That's moon, right? And the word for the sun is Shams. So if we want to transliterate it, it would be Qamar. And for the sun, it would be Shams. Shams. That's the word for the sun. This is the word for the moon. Right? So if you put al in front of it, and al means the, right? So if you put al, and you put al here, what you have to do is make this shadda. So you can say al-qamar, but you can't say al-shams. You say ash-shams. Right? So because it is a sun letter, it absorbs the L, it erases the L basically, and it makes it two SHs. So to pronounce the sun, you say ash-sham. You say al-qamar. Right? So I'm going to give you a perfect example that we use all the time. I bet you don't realize. What's this first letter right here? If I make it funny, it's like a W. Seen. It's an S, right? So what's the next letter? What's the next vowel? What's the vowel for the S? That's name, right? The next letter is Lamb.
And the last one is me.
Actually, that's what we're going to do. So it should be. So it's two A's actually. That right there is Aleph. Salam. Right? Now, do we say Al-Salam or As-Salam? As-Salam. Because Salam is a sun letter. So this is how it should look. That's the Aleph, that's the Lam. Then when you see the word, you'll see a shadda, meaning this is how you're supposed to pronounce it. So we ignore the L. So it's As-Salam instead of Al-Salam. Right? So sun letters, and the way you'll recognize it, I know this is a fun looking scene there, but the way you'll recognize it is you'll see the shadda. As soon as you see the shadda, you know you ignore the letter. You just go straight to this. So it's As-Salam. Right? So it's two S's, yeah? S at the end of the Aleph and the beginning of the letter. So that's what the sun letters are, that's the moon letters, and that's the way you know the difference. You see Ra is a sun letter. It skips the line. We say As-Salam, or we say Al, it's Lam, right? Al is Lam because the Aleph is a moon letter. So you can't make a shadda for it. So it's Al-Islam, it's Al-Iman, it's Al-Quran, because the Q is a moon letter. You say the L, A and L. So it's Al-Islam, Al-Quran. If you wanted to say any word, I can't think of the words right now. That's a shadow. You'll see the shadow and you know you skip the L.
So is that the same reason the shadda above the Bismillah, we don't say Bismillah?
Well, the reason we don't say that Allah is because it doesn't have a vowel. Okay. So you skip it. If it doesn't have a vowel, it's an aleph, you skip it and you go to the next letter. Right? So if it had this one, then you would say Bismillah. But this right here, this Kesra, connects to this, so it's Bismillah. So the Kesra serves as a way to how you pronunciate it. So I just want to give you y'all got the moon letters and sun letters. Okay? So when you see that shadow, you know it's double. I just realized I didn't give you everything for the double. I gave you the doubling for the E, but it's a doubling for the A, and a doubling for the U. So, what were we just using? Salam. Um, um, think of a word that has it in there. All right. So the same way any consonant can be elongated, the vowels can be elongated. So we just did salam. We can do salam is S, that's the S, that's the A, that's the lam, the A. And this right here is an aleph. It has no tail, so it's the same thing as this. When you see the aleph after a fatha, after an A, that means you give it a double A. So it's salam instead of salam, right? So for this one, that's the ra, A, that's the heavy H, then the kesra makes an E, and then the Y makes it another E, and then it's an E. That's Rahim. This right here is the two dots underneath is the Ya. So the first letter is a Y. Then the Dum says a U, right? The W after means you double it. So I like just to put the two O's. The two U's will make a difference. So it's U, and then this is the Qaf, the heavy Q. And then it has an E under it. One I, it doesn't matter which one. And then this letter right here is the Nun. So it's an N, then it's another Dum, right? So another U, we'll just put a U for this one. Then a W again. The W elongates it. And then the N. So U, Ki, Nun. If you see it, you'll see it either way. Yuki Nun means certainty. You know, you have Iman, which is belief. Yuki Nun is certainty. So when you see this W, and you see a W behind it with no vowel on it, that means you elongate it. So you can elongate the A, and the E, and the U. And the way you do it with the A is with an aleph, with the E is with a Y, and with the U is with a W, the Y. Right. So now we're going to go to the other part of that. I can't remember which line I did it on. Yeah, we did excuse me. some of these, a lot of these words, you'll see them over and over again. So that's the reason why it's good to go over these together. Because you'll see like wa means and. You'll always see that over and over again. When you see that, you know what it means. We'll do, let me just do 2 lines. These lines are actually pretty long. We're going to do a little bit. We'll actually do 1 at a time. Alright, so this first letter is, what's this first letter?
E.
What
is the alley?
It's an alley. And you know it's pronounced EY.
Because I forgot what you was
Cassette.
That's right.
Right, so that means this first letter is E, and it's normally written with an I. So it doesn't matter. Right? And then this next letter is
Yeah.
And what do you do with that? Yeah. Double. The shell is double, right? And then the vowel is what? That's it. That's right. So after that is what? What's the next letter?
Okay.
No? What's the next letter?
Or is it ka? Wait.
Yeah.
Cough.
Yeah.
I'm stuck.
Yeah, I'm something.
Okay, so we got the E, we got the Y, the and the A.
Yeah.
What's the next letter?
Is it
Yeah.
a? Okay.
So that means what?
Elongate, right?
Yep. So it should be another A. And then the next letter is Yaka, which means you, right? Then, so we got that first word, right? I know it looks funny. Maybe for y'all, it'd be easier if you saw it this way when you went home. Because I want you to be able to go home by yourself, write the transliteration, see how it sounds to you, and that way you'll be able to pronounce it. Because what I write, my transliteration may be just in different views, right? Because ultimately what's going to happen is you don't need no transliteration. You're just going to see this and say, that's an I, that's a Y, that's a Y, that's an A, that's elongation, you know what I mean? So the next one is what letter is the first letter?
B.
E, right. And the vowel? A, which is a fact. So the next letter is what? I told you to look different in the middle of it.
That?
Ain.
The V?
Ain.
Ain.
Yeah. So this thing right here it's called a sukun. It means you stop right here it's like breaking the syllables down for you. So that's the other A, nah. So we say na'abu, right? Nah, right? Remember last week, Kassim had it mixed up and he said that Abdul starts with an A. That's not right. It starts with an ayin. Because this word right here is a word that you definitely want to know. So this is Abd. A. This is a funny A, so it's with your throat. Abd. And if you know what that means, beginning of Abdul, right? So Abd means servant, worship, right? So whenever you see the ayin, the B, and the D, you know it has something to do with worship or serving, right? So the next letter, the ayin has no vowel, so it's just elongating this A. Nah. And then this is B. Then U after it, and then this is the dog. This is this one, right? And this has no connection. You can't connect anything to it, so it'll be D U. So na'budu, right? And then this word by itself is Y. It means aim. You see it 1,000 different times. This word right here is the same as this one, so it's E, Ya, Kad. Make sure it's a lowercase just in case it comes an issue in the future. Yakad, so that's you again. So this is Also, I want to let you know when we do this is that this is Al-Fatiha. Allah says in Surah 15, ayah 87, it talks about the 7 oft-repeated verses in the Quran. This is specifically for us, for the believers. Right? So this Al-Fatiha, it has a tons of different meanings. There are books written just about these 7 verses, right? So what we are saying to Allah is, you alone do we worship. We are talking to Allah. Allah is giving us the words to say to Him. You alone do we worship. And now, this N-A beginning means we. You alone do we worship. Right? And then the A-B-D means worship or serve. Right? And then it says, and you. And this word is in. So I know we're trying to write correctly here. N-A. And what's the next letter? No, so it's N and A, and then it's a little funny W looking letter.
Is it A again?
Theme. So Nas, then there's 2 dots at the top is a T. Nasta. And then the ayn takes on whatever is above or beyond or below. So like right now, that's the ayn, right? It can look like this one's in the middle of the word. That's what it looks like. So if it's right here, it's ayn. If it's right here, it's e. And if it has a dhamma, it's u. Right? You want to try to say it in the bottom of your throat, like u, ayn, right? Just remember, when you see this funny letter, it's at the bottom of your throat, and it takes on whatever the vowel is. So it'll be like a funny sounding A, a funny sounding E, or a funny sounding U, basically. So nasta, and then nasta, so that'll be an E. And you'll put maybe a little line there just to know that that's the one you say at the bottom of your throat. And you see the kesra. What happens if it's a Y after that? With no vowel. Elongated. So it's another E. Then that is an N. So the nasta'in. You alone do we seek for help or seek for aid. The longer we get at this, you'll find out these are attributes of Allah, like musta'in. You find out it's at least 10 attributes of Allah you can pull just from that Fatiha. Some of them are clear, like Rahman, Rahim, and Allah. But the other one you gotta pull out like Nasta'in, and those things. So we got the first one. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Right? Right, Nas. Yep. Nas would be this. It'll be N-A-A. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, so
Okay.
the surah itself is nas, not nas.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yep, Nas. You hear him say that? They say Nas, right?
That's
Nas.
nas, so I'm saying it wrong.
Nasa and Nasi is 2 different words, right? So we got this is the other one. I'm not writing this right here. What time is it now?
2:30.
Okay. What I want y'all to leave. I was trying to think of what I wanted to do each class, and I got something I want to have y'all leave with for each class.
You got all extra help at home too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like train.
Yeah, I understand.
Get a pace with each other, right?
Or expect more because you are the spouse.
Right.
I think that's what it is.
She don't mind like saying, I want to learn online. I don't want to learn. That's what Trina
But
told
what,
us.
yes, what she might do is start studying on her own and then come to you after she knows
Right,
something.
right.
And then say, okay,
Well, I try not to make it like, I know what I'm talking about here. So,
I'm sorry, but when you know what you're talking about, you come off as you know what you're talking
Right,
about.
that is true. That is true. Even if you don't mean to, it comes out that way.
Exactly. Sometimes we have to bite our feelings and be like, oh, you're not trying to offend me, you just know,
Right,
you
right.
just know what you're talking about.
Brother Aaron pretty good with his Arabic too, right? Brother
Absolutely.
Aaron pretty good with his Arabic too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Take
doesn't
it every class.
yeah, and he doesn't use the transliteration stuff.
Right.
Okay.
So, again, this is the aleph. And it has the kesra at the bottom, so it's I. Right? This is the heavy H. So when you hear people say that's because they say it at the bottom of their throat. This is probably the only time I just thought about that people say that H properly. Because the aleph before it forces it to, because the aleph is also a throat letter. So it forces you to say that properly. Because we say Allah. It's supposed to be Allah. Right? But this is the heavy H. So it's I-H. Then it's the dog. D-I. Ihdi. Right? And then this word is Ihdina Sirat. Yeah. So that's the N, then the Fatah is the A. This right here is an aleph. And this is an aleph. You skip both alephs. When they have it in here, you get the aleph after. So you skip, you add this aleph to make it elongated. Now, and then you skip this A and L and you go to the sun letter. And this is the heavy S. So it would be a capital S, and then there's another S. Nas, Nissar. Right, and then this is the heavy T. This is why it was really good that Casa mentioned we should do the Al-Fatiha, because Al-Fatiha has all the heavy letters in it already. This is, you pronounce this. This is another aleph and lam, but you pronounce this L. You don't skip it, right? Because it's not a moon. I mean, it's not sun. So, Siratol. Actually, it's supposed to be here. Siratol. And we're using that L from here. We just put it there so you know how to pronounce the word. Moose. That is that scene. Moose. And then this letter is T, A, heavy Q, E, then the Y, after the Kesra, elongated. Mustaqim. Oh yeah, I know something. Ihdina. The na here is weak. Ihdina. Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim. And this is us talking to Allah. We're asking Him, guide us. So H and the D. When you see the H and the D, this heavy H and the D, that means guide. And with the aleph at the beginning, it's invoking and asking Allah to guide you. The same way you hear Iqra. The prophet, when the angel came to the prophet, Iqra means read. It's almost like a command. He's saying, read this. And he said, Ihdina, Allah, please guide us, right? And then the na means us, guide us. And then, so, in Arabic, some words are skipped. So when it says two, it's no real two. It's just a Sirata Mustaqim. So the Sirata, means path, or way. And in Arabic, the noun precedes the description. So the path is first. Now it's the path, and then mustaqim is that is straight or that is upright. Generally, it's translated as straight, but it comes from the root word qama, which means upright, it means to stand. When it says, we say Ahima Salat, it's the same root. Ahima, Q and M. Then again, you see the I at the beginning, it's like a command. All right, come and pray. Ikama means time to pray, right? Kama means time to stand, actually. And Yom Kippur is the night, is the day of the standing. So it's standing upright. So when you see straight, you should always think of upright, standing upright. Because we generally think of path, we think of straight down some alleyway or somewhere.
Upright.
But it's to be standing upright. Your goal is to go upwards. So we got إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. And when you sarat again, it's a path again. Guide us to the straight path, to the upright path. And it's the heavy S. And here's a word that you see all the time in the Quran. You have to break down this pretty long. top of it is what vowel? Fata, which is a A. And then this is the heavy T. So when you see the B, you think of a capital T. And then over that is also an A. That's the fata. Right? This word right here is in the Quran hundreds of times. You skip this letter. This is the aleph because it has no vowel. So you know this right here is a lamb because it has a tail. So that's the salat tone. Then you start the next word for the transliteration with another L, and then A. And this is the dal, but it's better pronounced law. Right? So it's because the word is Aladdin. Aladdin. Right? So it's T-H or D-H, you know how to pronounce it. And then the kesra makes it an E. The Y makes it another E. And then that's an N and an A. That word right here, you'll see it all the time. It kind of, to me, it resembles Allah. So that's why I always remember. But it's Aladdin. It means those who. Allah over and over and over and over again is describing different people. So over and over again it says those who do this, those who do that. Or it says Aladdin, which is the one who does this. So you'll see this word right here all the time. So just to make a mental note, because you'll see it over and over again. And then this right here is the Aleph, right? And since it has a feta at the top, it's A. And then this letter is, and it's a little different from this one, but it's the same letter. With that at the top. N, right? And then this is the Ain, so it's a funny N. And then the circle is always the M. Surata Ladina vowel here. Oh, and Amta here. That's right. And Amta. This is the Ain as well, but it's the Ain at the beginning of it, so it looks different from this one. It's the same letter. Ain. This is same thing as Aleikum. This is Aleihum. So Aleihum means upon you. Aleihum means upon them. So when you see the hum, the H, E, and the M, you know it means them. So this A, and the L, and then this Y, you know that it means upon something, someone. Alay. So there's an A at the beginning, a funny A, an A. Another A for the L, and then this Y. So this Y has no vowels in it, right? But it also is not followed by a kesra. So it's just a Y by itself. So you put a Y there. Then Aleihem. Aleihem. So Sirata Ladina and Amta Aleihim. That's how you're supposed to pronounce it. The path of those who you have upon. See. This is the line. GH, I use a GH just because it helps me realize it's not a regular G, it's Ain. Right, so this is a Y also, but it has no vowels and it's not followed by a kesra, so it's not EE. It's just a Y by itself. So you'll pronounce it lay, and then it's the heavy R. Vairiel, because you go to the next letter. So you skip the L because it has no vowel and it goes to the A. Vairiel. Then this is an M. The circle is always an M. A. What's this letter right here? Listen to the sister. She mentioned talking about she advanced here. She got a teacher that knows this. Maka. This right here is the heavy D. Maka. Do. And then that's the wow, right? So that means it doubles. So Magdubi. Ghairil Magdubi. This is the same word. Lay. This is the heavy H. Him. This is the Y. What does Y mean? And. Y. La means, so,
Doesn't that mean no?
say again?
Doesn't that mean
No, absolutely. It means no. So al means the, and la means, al means the, and la means no. So this is also elongated, so it's la. But it's actually, there's no vowel, so they skipped it. And then what about this L? They skip that, you keep it. Skip it because it's a shadow, because it's the sun. So it's lad. Oh, I skipped something. Something very important. Remember I was telling you, so tells you what to elongate. You see this thing right here. Over that, right? So this is the down, right? So it's the heavy thing. A, so it's do, right? The reason you say do is because of this line right here. You're actually supposed to hold it like 6 counts. So it's do, and that's a shadow, so it's 2 L's. Actually, let's see, put it this way. So the words stay together. Lean. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. The path of those who have not, gone astray. No, the path of those who have earned your wrath, not of those who have gone astray. So this last verse speaks to Christians and Jews. That's what it's talking about specifically. And that's actually what Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim also is talking about. The polytheists, Christians, and the Jews. Polytheists know about Allah. Right? So when he said Allah, he's talking to them. Because they already have 360 gods, but they know about Allah. Rahman is the universally merciful, the universally loving. Christians know about the universally loving God. Rahim is specifically merciful. So the Jewish people is talking about, they understand the specifically merciful for a group, but the group is the believers, not just for people because they were born in a certain lineage. So just the Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim by itself says a ton. You can talk over and over about that. But also this. So Allah is saying, you're asking Allah to guide us in the straight path, the path of those who have favor, not the path of those who has earned your wrath or those who have gone astray. The Jewish people earned this wrath because they knew the truth and they did not follow it. And the Christians were led astray by the Jewish people by their own hand. I got like 10 more minutes. This is the last thing I want to do. I want to leave you all with something that you can easily remember. I want to leave, every week I want to leave a little bit of something so you leave, you'll kind of know this and maybe be able to implement it almost immediately. And it is from Surah 55. And we'll just do a couple of the lines. This one is something that you see already up here. Ar-Rahman is one ayah. There's one verse right there that you can put into your prayer. There's another one. There's another letter here that you may not have seen before. This is the Hamza. When I write it out, maybe you'll know what it's saying. Then we'll do one more. These words, all these words, you'll see them a ton of times in the Quran. Sometimes the way they translate it in the book, I wouldn't do it that way. But you'll get used to it after seeing it a bunch of times. So the first word is, you know what the first word is? Ar-Rahman.
I've heard you say it second one in some good bars before.
Right. Ar-Rahman means the merciful benefactor, or the merciful. People say the beneficent, the compassionate, all those words mean the same thing, right? But the R, the H, and the M has to do with mercy. This right here, this word is, what's the first letter? Ayin, right? So it's an A. The next letter is what? So you can actually put two A's because the Ayin and the A at the top. So A, and then the L, and what's the vowel? A. And then what's the next letter? Me. That's right. I know it's funny looking, man. I'm trying my best. Then what's the vowel for that? A. Right? So alama. And then there's aleph and no vowel, so you just can't say it. And then this one doesn't have a shadda, so you say it. So alamal. What's this letter right here? What's your name, brother? I'm gonna need you to get that right every time. That's right. Moving forward, you are responsible for all the costs. Alright? And then what's the letter on the top? You. Dumb. So what's the next letter? Ra. Y'all starting to see something here? This Hamza is, you say whatever the vowel is. So what's this vowel? A. And then what's the next letter? No, you don't say the vowels on the top. Alamat Quran. Right? And we'll take what that means after this. Right, Alamat Kitab, the same thing. It's the same, it means the same thing. This right here looks like some D. What's this letter right here? What's this letter?
That's the Ha.
No, it's not how it looks like it. It has a dot on the top. Ha. This letter you're gonna want to know all these words actually. And then what's the vowel? A. And the next letter? Lam. The vowel? Next letter?
Ka.
What's the vowel?
A.
And then this is an aleph with no, you skip it. And then this right here is what? It has a tail on it. So it's the same as Lam. Right? And then this is it just looks funny. This is a E. That's right. So E on I, put it out, right? So that's an aleph with a kesser. And then what's the next letter?
B.
One that on top. That on the bottom is a B.
No.
I get it mixed up all the time. It's a new. Then the next one is W. Z. With the, what's the vowel?
A.
A. Then the last letter is
B. Wait, Noon again.
alright. So Ar-Rahman is the merciful. Al-Alam means to teach. When you see these vowels right here, the A, the L, the A, that means actually he taught. So he taught the Quran. Ar-Rahman taught the Quran. This is the same root for M means knowledge. So if you put the vowel right here, you don't put any other vowels, it means knowledge. But if you put it, the A, that means he taught, like he taught knowledge. If you put a W right here, or Shedda right here, that means he's a teacher. So all these things, that's what I was trying to tell you about the root. Once you find out the root letters, the ayin, the lam, and the mim, you know some idea of what that word means. That's how this Quran was preserved, by the trilateral roots. You find the 3 letters in it, you know what the word means. Alright? So he taught the Quran. Khalaqa means created. So you see this kha, the lam, and the kaf. Whenever you see that, it means created. Right? So he created, it's the A's again, the same way up here. So he created, and al, insan. Insan is the human being. So Ar-Rahman, Allama al-Quran, Khalaqa al-Insan. There's 3 ayahs that you can learn rather quickly. Right? It's 2 more that's after that, but I'm going to just stop with those. And they rhyme. Say again? He created man. He created the human being. So I'm going to try to find something smaller this each time so we can work on it next time we come back. Ar-Rahman, Allama al-Quran, Khalaqa al-Insan. You can put that in your salat right now. You can learn that really quickly. It could be, and the way you do it is put it in your salat and it becomes natural to you and you can easily say it. That's the reason why I was telling you. You read the Quran, pick some ayat that you really like. We can break it down, just like we're doing here, and then it'll be in your mind forever, in your salat forever. And you can do that with the whole Quran. That's what I'm saying. Like what you already knew, brother. If you just keep all of that, never forget those alphabets and the vowels and the elongations. You'll be able to transliterate everything in the Quran and put it in your prayer.
So I can throw this like right before, like any surah.
After Al-Fatiha.
Okay.
Anyone. If you don't remember Ar-Rahman, just do Ar-Rahman. The next prayer you do, next asr, just do Al-Fatiha and do Ar-Rahman. Then the next for Maghrib, you say Ar-Rahman, Allama al-Quran. Then the next week you do Allama al-Quran, Khalaqa al-Insan. And the more you do it, if you just say it when you're driving home from work or home from here, over and over again, you'll be able to implement it. And if you can't remember it, just recite the Quran like this. You're doing your prayer. Allah is your intention is to get closer to this Quran. And the way your prayer is valuable is you know what you're saying. And you pick what you're saying now, right? Because you can recite anything in the Quran. That's the reason why I want people to listen to what I'm telling you. Is you can pick what you want in. The verses that you really, really, really love in English, you can say those in there. And then you know what you like and what not do, right? So you come in here and recite it, you can help me. And we can all help each other. All right? All right, I'm going to leave this up here. Definitely leave that. And we'll work on some more things, inshallah. So don't feel like you're overwhelmed or feel like somebody is masterful in it. Some people are, right? I saw one brother in Memphis, he wrote it in English and went down dot for dot each word. He actually knows Arabic, right? And knows it really well to know the vocabulary. But most people do what I'm doing, memorize it, and then put it in their quick mode. Especially English speaking people, because we don't normally go around talking like this.
I'm intimidated by Arabic.
There's no need to be, brother. There's no need. That's why I want you to pick something in there, and then you try it yourself. And then you realize, man, it's just like, it's like I tell Khalil all the time, he's scared of bugs. I'm like, listen, you know how big you are to this bug, man? You shouldn't be afraid of it. The same is true with this Arabic. You can break it down into small bites and learn all of it.